Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I am Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Hey, in the feverish effort going around the country to disarm as many Americans as humanly possible, two of the most common tools that are used by state legislatures who absolutely hate lawful and responsible gun owners are permits to purchase and mandatory training before one can actually even own a firearm. Now, critics of those laws, which oftentimes are females, say that, listen, that little delay, just a few days, a couple of weeks of delay, can mean the difference between life and death. And state legislators, especially those who claim that they're looking out for the underprivileged, looking out for minorities and women and things like that, what do? They roll their eye each and every time. Well, guess what? We're going to give you a real-life example that shows that when those women get in front of those state legislatures and they testify that way, they're telling the truth. So today, let's spend a few minutes and let's talk about how waiting periods and mandatory training actually cost lives. Okay, before we get going too far down the road we're going down, proud to announce that this video is being brought to you by Sanoran Desert Institute. That's right, equipping students with the skills and techniques necessary to be successful in the firearms industry. With a faculty which comprises some of the most knowledgeable people in the business with years and years of experience, Sonoran Desert Institute is accredited by the Distance Education Accrediting Commission. And listen, right now they're offering programs that not only give you the options of online experience, but they will give you all the skills necessary to do and allow you to do it with the flexibility of online education. And they got anything that you may be interested in. For example, their Associate of Science in Firearms Technology degree, that's a 60 credit hour course. The Certificate in Firearms Technology and Gunsmithing, that's a 32-hour course. And a Certificate in Firearms Technology Handgun Specialist, a 16-hour course. Listen, if you're ready to start arming yourself with education so that you can make a career in the firearms industry, visit my good friends at Sonoran Desert Institute. You can reach them directly at sdi.edu or call them directly at 480-999-4767. The Sonoran Desert Institute, arming America with education. Okay, Dateline, October 2nd on Fox News, of course, one of the few news outlets to actually cover the story, and we'll link it up down below so you can geek out on the story yourself. Yeah, Kevin Thompson II kidnapped, then drove his ex-girlfriend 60 miles to a location where he then sexually assaulted her. And here's the worst thing about it. You see, Kevin Thompson II had a horrific violent history and had a horrific history with this particular victim. Because once she decided to end the relationship with this psycho, yeah, things turned really, really bad for her. Yeah, it all started in June when Kevin decided to just assault his girlfriend in public. Apparently, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and she then attempted to end the relationship. Of course, shortly thereafter, he broke into her building, knocked on her door, and when she came outside, they ended up in a foot chase. Then a couple of days later, Kevin broke into this victim's car, hid himself in the car, only to appear as she was driving and attempted to violently attack her while she was actually driving her car. But his final act of desperation was to violently attack his girlfriend, duct tape her hands and eyes, shove her into the back of the car, drive her for a couple hours to another location where he then sexually assaulted her. Now, how did people actually realize and become concerned when this young woman disappeared? Well, it's when she failed to show up for her concealed pistol license class. Yet, you see, law enforcement was aware of some of the ongoing issues with her and Mr. Thompson, and when she failed to show up for her required class before she could actually get a firearm to then arm herself to then protect her life. When she failed to show up for that class, that's when law enforcement went out looking for her. Now, fortunately, it only took law enforcement an additional 4 hours to locate her, free her, and get Mr. Thompson taken into custody. But prior to that, she had been missing for approximately 18 to 19 hours, which means Mr. Thompson had successfully kidnapped this woman and sexually assaulted her the day before she was about to go through the class in which she may have then been given the permission slip necessary to go purchase a firearm so that she could defend her own life. And listen, I, in a previous lifetime, spent time at the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office with the great pleasure of working for a gentleman named Norm Mailing. And he took domestic violence very serious, and he took domestic violence very serious because the escalation that you can see, especially with some of these whack jobs, like Mr. Thompson, is very, very scary. And we can go from verbal abuse to physical abuse to outright homicide in a matter of days if not carefully protected. So the next time that some state legislator in a state like New York, New Jersey, Illinois, Maryland, Washington, Oregon, California, New Mexico, or any of those other states wants to just roll their eyes when some woman comes in and says, I am a domestic violence survivor and I'm telling you these laws are gonna allow women to be victimized more. Whenever you wanna roll your eyes, because that's exactly what you're gonna wanna do, I want you to remember the story of what happened to this woman just outside of Detroit. That also reminds me that one of my favorite female 2A influencers, Carrie Sloan over at the Real Stilettos and Shotguns, yeah, this is an issue that she has been incredibly, incredibly vocal about, and the reason is well, because she's right. Listen, we're going to go ahead and link up the story down below so that you guys can check out the terrible details for yourself. If you got any other questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights, you guys should know how to get a hold of Washington gun law by now. But if you don't, that's okay. That information, it's down there in the description box. If you got an idea for a video we should be doing around here, go ahead and click on that link right there. Let us know. It's probably going to be better than any idea we come up with. If you just want to subscribe to our monthly newsletter, the ability to do all of that is down there in the description box. And then finally, and most importantly, let's everyone remember that part of being the lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation, how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching and stay safe.